This Kryptonian just fought an unimaginably powerful Batman. What you are seeing is the mighty Superboy Prime, arguably the strongest version of Superman in existence, but even he wasn't ready for the most powerful variant of Batman that ever was. It's a fight in the very last moments of a reality-shattering event known as Dark Knight's Death Metal, where a twisted Bruce Wayne has stolen the powers of Dr. Manhattan, becoming a god who calls himself the Darkest Knight, threatening to reshape the entire multiverse into his own evil image. So to stop him, Wonder Woman took a big chance by asking Superboy Prime to join them, who was himself the greatest threat to the multiverse at one point. But the situation was so desperate that she had no other choice. However, her hope in Clark's ultimate goodness is now putting the uncertain faith of the entire multiverse in the hands of this deeply troubled boy, leading to one of the most amazing cosmic-level fights in all of DC history, between the two most powerful versions of Superman and Batman. And believe it or not, it all starts in a small convenience store in Smallville. Before the final showdown, we're thrusted into a flashback, taking us all the way back to the year 1984, on a world known as Earth Prime. Oh, and if you're new to the lore, Earth Prime is essentially DC's stand-in for the real world. Basically, our world. A place where superheroes do not actually exist outside the pages of comic books. And in that world, we see a young, ordinary teenager with thick glasses named Clark Kent.
I was adopted, just like him. That's why my parents named me Clark Kent. They found me in a field, abandoned.
He's sitting on the floor of a local convenience store, completely absorbed in the latest issue of DC Comics. He's just a normal kid who happens to share a name with the Man of Steel, finding comfort in the pages of a hero he deeply admires. But this quiet moment of pure fandom is violently interrupted. A group of local bullies, led by a kid named Kenny Braverman, approach him.
Hey, Kent! You know the toll for coming in here. Pay up!
Clark tries to stand his ground, but Kenny and his crew just laugh at him.
Your parents named you after a cartoon character. But there's a big difference between Superman and you.
Clark is just standing there, defenseless, while Kenny violently snatches the comic book right out of Clark's hands and rips the cover straight down the middle. He is outnumbered, scared, and entirely powerless.
Ah!
But just as the bullies are about to physically pummel him, a massive splash of cold blue slushy hits Kenny right in the face.
Lori, what'd you do that for?
My mom owns this store, Kenny Braverman, not you. You jerks are banned for life for destroying merchandise.
That was Lori, Clark's fiercely loyal best friend, and the absolute love of his life. So by all standards of measurement, she was his Lois Lane. But then, one night, on Halloween, as they were getting ready for a beach party, Lori surprised Clark by getting him a Superboy costume as a gift, knowing his love for Superman. He wore it proudly to the party, holding her hand under the starry sky as a bonfire crackles in the background. But Lori notices something's up with Clark.
Hey Clark, you okay? You've been looking up there all night.
I know. I hear something. It's so weird. Like someone calling my name. From way up there. Like someone needs my help.
Clark then feels compelled to fly up to the stars, but fails miserably and crash lands on his face.
Nice try, Superboy.
But then, as he looks up, Halley's Comet passes overhead. Now what Clark doesn't know is that in this specific universe, the cosmic radiation from that comet somehow activates dormant Kryptonian DNA within him. And suddenly, Clark begins to float. The gravity around him simply stops applying.
Clark! Oh my god, am I crazy?
I'm flying! Lori, I'm flying.
But as he takes off to the stars, Clark doesn't realize that this is the last time he will ever see Lori. Because while he was floating in the cosmos above Earth, out steps the real Superman, who recruited Superboy to help them save the multiverse during Crisis on Infinite Earths. But unfortunately, this war led to the collapse of the multiverse into a single universe, causing his own universe to die along with everyone in it. So that means his parents, but also his precious Lori.
Clark!
And it was this loss that led Superboy Prime down the path of villainy. Now, fast forward through years of multiversal wars and cosmic battles, Prime was eventually defeated and permanently entombed by the Teen Titans within the Source Wall, which is the impenetrable boundary at the edge of the DC multiverse. But he didn't stay there forever, because at the climax of the first Dark Knight's Metal event, when the Justice League used the 10th metal to pull Earth out of the Dark Multiverse, they accidentally shattered the Source Wall. And when that wall broke, everything trapped inside was freed, including Superboy Prime. Which is how this massive multiversal drama finally brings us directly into the apocalyptic wasteland of death metal, right before the final battle. At this point, reality has fallen, and the Batman who laughs, now the omnipotent Darkest Knight, needs a massive, endless supply of crisis energy to reshape the multiverse in his own twisted image. But to get it, he created dark multiverse versions of the 3 biggest crises in DC history: Crisis on Infinite Earths, Infinite Crisis, and Final Crisis, and trapped them in a permanent, looping state where the villains always win. To guard the Infinite Crisis realm, the Darkest Knight recruited Superboy Prime, or rather, it was actually Superboy Prime who went to him. And in exchange for his services, Prime got exactly what he always wanted: his own perfect, idyllic Silver Age Earth, where heroes were pure and unambiguously good, or at least by his own misguided definition. But to stop this, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman launched a desperate infiltration mission into Castle Bat to steal that crisis energy using devices called Alfred boxes. The Trinity separated into the 3 crisis worlds. Batman faced the Dark Anti-Monitor, Superman faced Darkseid, and Wonder Woman stepped right into the Infinite Crisis realm, coming face to face with Superboy Prime himself.
What in the...
Say hello to Alexander Luthor. Or goodbye, rather. He had no place here. This world is one of hope, of goodness, after all. I'm glad you're here, Diana, to show you this place.
Whatever you've created here, it's a lie, Superboy Prime.
Prime has Diana trapped inside an energy pod, pointing out over the balcony to a bright, smiling world.
No, Diana. It's a dream of what was, what should have been, and now what will be again.
Prime, please listen.
No, you listen for once. Listen to this world as I listen to yours. For years, you know what I heard in the voices of your people? Anger, fear, the ugliest music in the universe. So now, you hear my world, Diana. The voices of the people. They're happy. They're faithful.
Prime, please. Whatever the one who laughs promised you, whatever he came to you with.
He didn't come to me. I went to him. I sought him out. I was the one who made the promises. And all I had to give him was you.
Begin countdown. Prime explains that he is going to direct all the crisis energy to the Darkest Knight, officially wiping out the current multiverse to make this artificial Silver Age world permanent. Meanwhile, the real Batman is falling, being erased from reality by the Dark Anti-Monitor, as Superman is being mortally defeated by Darkseid. So all the Darkest Knight needs now is for Superboy Prime to deliver his promise.
Antenna ready in 30 seconds.
Wonder Woman realizes she can't punch her way out of this. She has to do something no one else has done for Prime in a long time. She has to appeal to his humanity before the clock runs out.
Look, I'll admit it. You're right. The world isn't what it used to be, but that's because the only constant out there, Prime, is change.
10 seconds. 9.
Prime glares at her, his hand hovering over the controls. He argues that he's saving them from their own corrupted, modern darkness. But Diana pushes back.
Please, Prime. Please. Just picture something for me. Picture a multiverse where all worlds exist, each unique, all connected. You can have a world like this, but it won't be alone, or something built at the expense of others. There's room for it all. We can all win. Together. And that's the dream, Prime. The real one.
But then Superboy Prime just sends Wonder Woman flying and lunges to deliver his final blow.
Antenna ready to fire in 3, 2,
You can still stop this!
1.
Shatter the antenna! Undo these worlds, Clark! Together, We can't listen. What good is a world of hope if it's born of evil and death?
You talk about this endless multiverse, but it's all just a shot in the dark.
You're right. But isn't that all he is?
What?
Superman! All he is a shot in the dark.
In that one moment of clarity, Prime turns against the Darkest Night and violently smashes the antenna, destroying the Dark Crisis worlds and becoming the multiverse's unexpected savior. So now, they channel all the stolen Crisis energy into the Alfred boxes, ready to empower Wally West in the Mobius chair and hopefully end the reign of the Darkest Night. But here's the problem. When they emerge from the portal, the victory is immediately snatched away. Wally West is sitting in the chair, but the energy transfer fails. So that's when a horrifying, shadowy figure rises before them. It's the Darkest Night.
Your plan didn't work, because before you found the Mobius chair here in Gotham, I rigged it to redirect all power to me. So let me be the first to welcome you to the last 52.
No! Fight us here, coward! Now!
The fight is long over, Diana. You lost the moment you struck me.
He's referring to the moment when Diana seemingly killed the Batman who laughs. But that only allowed him to become even more powerful by using the body and powers of the mighty Dr. Manhattan.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a god to kill.
So as the Darkest Night vanishes to fight the last obstacle between him and becoming the supreme power over all of existence, the multiversal entity called Perpetua, he summons his dark 52 Earths to bring down our heroes once and for all. But the surviving heroes stand united, ready to fight till the end, even though they are hopelessly outnumbered. They look up in horror as thousands of nightmare creatures, including a horde of corrupted, evil supermen, amass on the horizon, waiting for the order to strike.
Why are they just standing there?
Superman asks.
They're trying to intimidate us, show us their numbers.
They know this is an impossible fight. But thankfully, there was hope moments earlier. Wonder Woman says goodbye as she goes on a side mission deep beneath reality, from which she might never come back. Right before the fighting began, Lex Luthor discovered the only way to possibly defeat the Dark Knight. Luthor explained that after the Source Wall was destroyed, shards of 10th metal, called Element X, were blasted across the most hostile corners of the cosmos. And Luthor realized this was their only hope. He had figured out that the Darkest Night is entirely powered by crisis energy, the energy of selfishness, fear, along with the desire to erase mistakes by cyclically rebooting the multiversal timeline. So to defeat him, Luthor explained they needed to hit him with the exact opposite, anti-crisis energy, the energy of connection, love, and absolute truth. They had to unknot the broken timeline and force every living being to remember every single past reboot, the good, the bad, and the ugly, forging one continuous, epic history. But to do that, Luthor needed those 10th metal shards to build a truth-revealing machine at the Forge of Worlds. And to gather them, he hired the only being in the universe crazy enough and with enough insane regenerative healing to survive handling the raw cosmic radiation. The main man himself, Lobo, who came back with this tiny amount of powerful metal wrapped in a small cardboard box.
Talk about smallness. Crisis energy is in there? It looks like a ring box. You proposing to someone, Lobo?
Flash asks.
Don't get your hopes up,
replies Lobo. Armed with the 10th metal and the ancient journal of Carter Hall containing the blueprints for a cosmic machine, the heroes held their last chance to restore the multiverse. But Luthor explains that only Wonder Woman and Lobo would be capable of descending deep into the dark matter of the Forge of Worlds, where that machine would power the restoration. So Wonder Woman takes off on this journey, knowing she might never come back. But when she finally arrives at the Cosmic Anvil, things go completely sideways. As the Darkest Night was able to kill the Lobos, and in a moment of distraction, steal the Cosmic Journal from Diana. So at this point, Diana feels completely hopeless, arriving at the Cosmic Anvil without the one thing that could have saved all of reality. But that's when, waiting for her in the fading light was none other than Darkseid, holding a reborn infant anti-monitor.
The Forge dims by the moment. The creations of the one who laughs have no real souls. They have no hopes, no fears. They think friends die, the fires will go dark.
No. There has to be a way to win.
In a moment of renewed hope, Diana realizes something profound. Luther was wrong about how to deliver the truth. You don't need a cold, mechanical machine to force people to remember. Truth isn't a machine. It's a connection.
It's only when we fear the truth that evil rises. To know that all history and every human life is part of one story, that truth connects us. Because it is love, and it binds us together.
That's when Diana takes the 10th metal, pairs it with her glowing lasso of truth, and plunges it directly into the cosmic fires. It acts as the ultimate conductor. A massive, blinding wave of golden anti-crisis energy shoots up from the core, surging across dimensions and washing over every hero and villain back on the battlefield. She isn't just shielding their minds. She is physically undoing the knots of continuity. Suddenly, the mental barriers of past timelines are shattered. Every single person now remembers their entire existence. Every past life, every triumph, and every dark, unforgivable sin. However, as this golden wave of absolute truth permeates the multiverse, few were hit as hard by it as Superboy Prime. Because with the entirety of his memories back, Superboy Prime regains the horrible, sinking feeling of having lost everything and everyone he loves.
My parents, my friends, all gone. Everything in the universe is turned upside down. And the worst part about it all is, I don't care anymore.
But as Prime ponders on the pointlessness of everything, he's ignoring the fact that he's completely surrounded by the surviving Kryptonians of the DC universe, and they're looking at him with absolute distrust and even hatred.
Do you think Superboy Prime will help us?
Are you kidding, Kara?
Well, if Wonder Woman has faith.
To them, he is a ticking time bomb. But then, something unexpected happens. A small, white dog with a red cape trots up the rock. It's Krypto, the super dog. He slowly approaches the universally feared Superboy Prime. Now, if you've ever owned a dog, you know the beauty of their love. Dogs don't care about your past mistakes or the multiversal crimes you've committed. They just offer pure, unconditional love. So, Krypto stares at Prime with big, innocent eyes.
What do you want? What are you looking at, you stupid dog?
But despite his harsh words, Krypto just pants happily. Prime slowly lowers his hand and pets the dog behind the ears. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, Prime is experiencing genuine, untainted affection.
I remember the first story I read about you.
However, the moment is violently shattered as Connor Kent, the Superboy of the main DC universe, spots Prime touching the dog and absolutely loses it, thinking that Prime was going to hurt him.
Hey, what the hell are you doing to him? You hurt him and I'll beat your brains in. You got it?
Prime stands his ground, the hostility suffocating him. He thinks to himself that no matter what he does, he will always be rejected. But before the two Superboys can tear each other apart, the ground begins to shake violently. A massive dimensional rift tears through the atmosphere. The heroes brace themselves. The Darkest Knight's army has finally arrived. The heroes clash with these dark Kryptonians in a brutal, multiversal war. Prime doesn't hesitate. He launches himself into the fray, his fists raging with raw, unbridled power. Remember, Prime's body absorbs solar energy at a highly accelerated rate, making him arguably more powerful than almost any standard Kryptonian. He unleashes his heat vision, tearing through the corrupted clones with terrifying efficiency. But as one of the dark supermen is struck, Prime experiences a sudden, blinding vision. In a sequence of rapid moments, Prime sees the specific dark world that this Superman hailed from. He watches as the dark, twisted reality begins to physically shift and alter the moment its dark champion is damaged by Prime.
What the? Wait, when I hit this imaginary story's fake Superman, it seems the world he's from changes.
At this moment, as Prime looks up at the 52 dark Earths, he knows precisely what to do. So, without saying a word to the heroes below, Prime turns his gaze upward. Connor Kent yells out, assuming Prime is running away like a coward.
I knew it! Prime's ducking out! You're no hero, you hear me? Not on this Earth, or any other.
But Prime isn't running away. He is aiming higher, breaking the sound barrier in a fraction of a second. He flies past the 52 dark worlds, heading straight for the source of all this multiversal rot.
Can I change all of them if I kill this monster.
Superboy Prime breaches the outer limits of the dimension, and there he's shown an alternate reality of his past, but also his potential future.
Lori, we were happy. I was a father.
Prime shatters one dark world after the next, until he finally finds the Dark Knight.
Well. Prime! Seems there's a little more to you than I thought, isn't there?
You're a funny one.
Go on and laugh at me then. You've just outstayed your welcome.
I'm not going anywhere. But your story is over.
But Superboy is far from done.
I said laugh!
The impact creates a shockwave that ripples across the void. The Darkest Knight stumbles back, genuinely surprised by the sheer, unadulterated force of the boy.
Oh, I'd never laugh at you, boy. What I meant by funny is, we're not that different, you and me.
As the two powerful beings exchange blows, the Darkest Knight makes an offer to Prime.
What do you want anymore, Superboy? I can give it to you.
No one can.
After this massive, reality-shattering blow, Prime thinks he has won. He stands victorious, sensing the raw Dr. Manhattan energy radiating from the broken god beneath him.
Now I feel it. His power, right now. It can be mine. The Earth I saw with me and Lori.
Clark!
My Earth! I can destroy what's left of this one and get it back. And none of this matters anyway. They all hate me, so I hate back.
But just as Prime is about to seize the power and rewrite reality out of pure spite, Krypto the Superdog appears beside him in the cosmic void. Prime looks down at the innocent animal.
You get out of here, you stupid mutt.
But Krypto simply nudges his hand. It's a grounding moment, a reminder of pure innocence in a universe full of hate. But the Darkest Knight uses this moment of hesitation to play his final card.
You can't destroy me any more than I can destroy you. So let me help you.
No.
Yes, I can give you one world to be yours. Just look at them. They're not worth fighting for. So join my army of supermen. And I can give you what you've been desperate for so very long.
Superboy sees the exact life he has spent his entire existence bleeding and killing for. He sees himself flying alongside the Justice League, universally loved and finally accepted. He becomes the greatest hero of Earth, surrounded by cheering crowds. The perfect life.
I want to say yes. I become a hero again. The kind of hero I always hoped to be. But it's a world without my parents, without Lori.
Prime closes his fist, his expression hardening into pure, unyielding determination. And with the power to strike reality itself, he strikes the Darkest Knight with everything he's got. The release of energy is so massive that it physically shatters the Darkest Knight's constructs. But at what cost?
Lori.
Look, the evil worlds, they're vanishing.
Whoever did it just gave us a fighting chance.
Whoever did it is dead.
But who? Who did it? That's when we see Prime's broken, lifeless body lying smoking on the ground. And standing over his body is Krypto. Superboy Prime gave his life to save a multiverse that hated him. He sacrificed his life as a true hero, which is what he always wanted to be. But then, as if jumping right out of the story, we see a young Clark Kent sitting on his bed, completely disoriented, holding a comic book.
What's going on? I was fighting and...
The bedroom door pushes open, and standing there is...
Hey, Clark, you wanna grab some lunch at the diner?
Clark's jaw drops. He looks around his room as Lori reminds him that it's Wednesday, new comic book day. And trotting into the room is a small white dog that looks exactly like Krypto.
Good dog.
I thought maybe this wasn't real. Maybe I really did die. Or maybe it was a trick or something. But I know it's not. I'm really back. And it doesn't matter How?
Clark walks outside with Lori, completely stunned by the bright colors of his world. He has a second chance at life, free from the burden of his godly powers and his multiversal trauma. But as they walk down the sidewalk, a small kid playing across the street accidentally kicks his bouncy ball into the road. The kid blindly runs after it, but that's when a heavy green station wagon comes speeding down the street, right toward the child.
Clark, what are you doing?
Even if I don't have powers, I have to try. Even if I'm not. Well, maybe the story isn't over.
Hey Overlords, thanks so much for watching, and I really hope you'll subscribe to this channel, because the rest of this story, as well as many others, is to be continued.